Ever see a tattoo on someone and think, man, what's the story there? You know, like it's more than just ink. Like there's got to be a whole story etched onto their skin.
Hmm. Well, today's deep dive, we're going right to the source of those stories.
Okay.
We're checking out the Reddit community, tattoos.
Oh, interesting. It's pretty wild in there in a good way. I mean,
Yeah. It's like this massive online gallery,
totally.
but instead of paintings, it's tattoos. Real people, real stories, and the variety. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that's what makes tattoos so interesting, I think. You can see how people are using tattoos to express themselves. And it's not just one style or anything. It's like a crash course in all the different ways people get inked from all over the world.
You know what's really cool?
What's that?
I was scrolling through tattoos the other day and I saw this watercolor mermaid tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And it was so detailed and dreamlike. It was done by this artist, Devin Gregg from Alchemy, Nashville,
Nice.
and it just blew me away.
You know, it's amazing how the internet can give artists like that, like Devin, a platform. It's not like they're limited to just their local area. People all over the world can see their work and be inspired, you know?
That's so true. And it's not all big, elaborate stuff either. There are some really cool small tattoos, too. Like, I saw the spooky Bulbasaur.
Wait, the Pokemon?
Yeah, done by an artist named Andrew at Exposed Temptations in Manassas, Virginia. And it was so simple, but
Yeah.
so effective. Sometimes less is more, you know?
Yeah, totally. I think that's what I love about tattoos. You see it all. Traditional American tattoos, Japanese-inspired stuff, realistic portraits, abstract designs, you name it. It's on there. It's cool, though, because even though there's all this variety, everyone's super respectful in the comments.
That's good.
Like, it's all about the artistry, the technical skills, the creativity, and the stories behind the tattoos. You don't see a lot of negativity or judgment about people's choices.
Hmm.
And I think that says a lot about how people view tattoos now.
How so?
Well, you know, tattoos used to have this kind of taboo, like they were only for certain types of people.
Yeah, I get it.
But on tattoos, it feels like people are recognizing tattoos as a legitimate art form.
It's like they're saying, hey, this is more than just a doodle on my skin. This is art.
Exactly. And that's definitely reflected in the subreddit's rules. Like, you can't comment on someone's physical appearance,
It's art.
whether it's positive or negative. It's all about the tattoo itself.
Which makes sense. It keeps the focus where it should be on the art.
Exactly.
And it creates a space where people feel safe sharing something so personal. I mean, let's be real, tattoos are permanent. They're a part of you, so it
Yeah.
takes a lot of trust to put them out there online for the whole world to see.
I know. It's really brave in a way. It makes you wonder, what is it about tattoos that makes people want to share them so openly?
It's a good question. What do you think?
Uh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I think it's that permanence factor you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Tattoos aren't like clothes or hairstyles that you can change easily. They're a commitment, you know? And when someone chooses to share that part of themselves online, it's like they're saying, this is a part of my story, and I'm proud of it.
That's a good point.
And those stories can be incredibly moving.
Yeah. Give me an example. Okay, check this out. I saw this tattoo called Universe Within by an artist named Kevin Chen from the Cluntz Tattoos in Toronto.
Whoa, the Clint Tattoos. I've heard of that place.
It's amazing, isn't it? This tattoo, it was insane. Like, the detail was out of this world.
I bet. What I love about this whole thing, this subreddit, is that you've got people from all walks of life all over the world connecting over this shared love of tattoos. It shows you the power of the internet to bring people together.
For sure. Like we were saying before, you've got artists from Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Olympia, Vancouver, you name it all, sharing their work on tattoos. And it's not just artists, it's people who love tattoos. Like, I saw this kintsugi tattoo.
Oh, wow, yeah, kintsugi.
And the detail on that was insane, too. The artist really captured the whole idea of repairing something broken and making it beautiful again.
You know, that's a good point. Seeing those kinds of tattoos, those kintsugi tattoos, it tells you that this isn't just about aesthetics, you know. It's deeper than that. People are using tattoos to tell their stories, to express their resilience, and to find beauty in their imperfections. It's pretty powerful when you think about it. And then they choose to share that with everyone online.
Yeah, like you're really putting yourself out there, aren't you? Sharing something so permanent and personal.
It's true. And I think that's where the whole community aspect of our tattoos comes in.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, people don't just post pictures of their tattoos. They share the stories behind them,
Right.
like why they got them, what they mean to them. And because everyone's so respectful in the comments, it creates a space where people feel comfortable opening up.
I can see that.
You might have someone who got a tattoo to commemorate a loved one, Or maybe someone who got a tattoo after overcoming a really difficult time in their life. And they can share those stories and connect with other people who've been through similar experiences. It's really kind of beautiful when you think about it.
It is. And, going back to what we were talking about before with the kintsugi tattoos,
Oh, yeah, those are so cool.
I think that's a perfect example of how tattoos can be so much more than just decoration.
Absolutely.
It's like they can be a way of processing your experiences.
Mhm.
And by sharing them online, you're not just showing off your ink, you're sharing a part of yourself.
Right. And I think that resonates with people. There's something really powerful about seeing someone embrace their vulnerabilities and their imperfections like that.
I agree. And it's not just about sharing your own story either, is it? Like
Yeah.
when you're part of a community like Tattoos, you get to be exposed to so many different stories and perspectives. It's
Exactly.
like a window into other people's lives.
I do.
Hmm.
And that's something that's really unique to online communities, I think.
Hmm.
You have this incredible diversity of experiences and backgrounds all coming together in one place.
And it's not just geographic diversity either, right? You've got people from all walks of life on Tattoos.
Totally. Different ages, different professions, different everything.
And I think that mix is what makes it so interesting.
Definitely.
Like you might have someone who's been getting tattooed for decades right next to someone who's just thinking about getting their first one.
It's true.
And they can all learn from each other and inspire each other.
And that's something that you just don't get in the real world as often.
I know, it's true. It's like tattoos is this amazing melting pot of tattoo culture.
It really is. And it's constantly evolving, too.
How so?
Well, as new styles emerge and new artists come onto the scene, the whole aesthetic of the subreddit changes.
I guess that's true.
It's like a living, breathing archive of tattoo art.
And it makes you wonder, like tattoos have been around for centuries.
Right.
But with the internet, with platforms like Our Tattoos, it feels like this ancient art form is being rediscovered and reinterpreted for a whole new generation.
I agree. And it makes you wonder, like how this digital space, this instant access to a global audience, how that changes the art form itself.
That's a good point. Like, do you think artists are approaching their work differently now, knowing that it might end up on tattoos, shared with thousands or even millions of people?
It's definitely a possibility. Think about it.
Yeah.
It used to be that the relationship between a tattoo artist and their client was this really personal, private thing.
Yeah.
But now, with social media, with online communities like tattoos, it's like there's this third party involved, the audience, the entire internet.
And that changes things, doesn't it? Like, if you know your tattoo might go viral, does that make you more likely to get something bigger or bolder? Maybe even more controversial just to get people talking.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, where does personal expression end and, the desire for external validation begin?
That's a really good question. And it's not just about tattoos either, is it?
No, not at all.
Like, we're seeing this play out with all kinds of art forms now. Music, photography, even writing.
It's true. The internet has blurred the lines between creator and audience, and it's really changing how we think about art and self-expression.
Right. It's like before, if you wanted to share your art with the world, you had to jump through all these hoops.
Yeah.
You had to find a gallery to show your paintings or get a record deal or get published.
It's still really hard to make it, but you're right.
It's just different now. Now anyone can post their work online and potentially reach a global audience, and that's amazing on the one hand. But it also raises all these questions about what motivates us to create and share our work in the first place.
For sure. And I don't think there are any easy answers.
Definitely not. But that's the beauty of it, right?
Exactly.
It's a conversation that's still unfolding.
Yeah.
And it's something that we all get to be a part of.
Well said.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up this deep dive into our tattoos.
I agree.
It's been fascinating to explore this online community and to think about how it's changing the way we view tattoos both as a form of personal expression and as a legitimate art form.
It has been fascinating.
So next time you see someone with a cool tattoo, take a second to appreciate the artistry, the story, and the courage it took to share that story with the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.